Alright. I usually like to open up these rants, tangents, video logs, whatever the hell you want to call them, with a little joke, but unfortunately I can't come up with a joke for this one. I can only offer some actual advice that hopefully people take to heart. There's a reason why I don't make videos of this kind unless I can add something into it, because a lot of people have said their piece about Grand Theft Auto 6, and as with a lot of things, if I can't add my own spin into it that not a lot of people have said, then what's the fucking point of making a video about it? That's it. That's the opening. Now, on with the real deal. So there's been quite a bit of buzz with Grand Theft Auto 6 as of late, and I'm still surprised people even give a shit about this game. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. That was the last time that an actual Grand Theft Auto game was released. I'm not counting the PS4 and Xbox One release. I'm not counting the PC port of the PS4 and Xbox One versions. I'm not counting the enhanced editions that came out on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And I am sure as not shit counting the update, quote-unquote, of Grand Theft Auto 5 and PC that adds the shit from the enhanced edition, but at the expense of removing the in-game chat, because Rockstar was so fucking lazy with that port that's not even funny. And yet, people still have that hope that Grand Theft Auto 6 might be good. All I'm gonna say is that in 2025, even after the death of it, which you claimed was back in 2011, if you thought for a second that the Saints Row reboot was going to be any good, even though you probably hate the game just because it looks woke, whatever the fuck that means. Do you really think that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be better? And no, it's not just because of the female protagonist that's in the game. This is something that people legitimately fail to understand. Grand Theft Auto has its fair share of female villains that can stand up on their own and can actually commit crimes like a lot of people. It's just that anytime that there's a female character in gaming, people regress to childhood years and act like a fucking toddler because, oh my god, how dare there's a woman in a fucking video game. But it's mainly the fault of writers who want to make them the center of attention. And this is kind of low-key apparent with Doom the Dark Ages, and I'm not going to really elaborate or explain why. If you damn well know why, you damn well know why. I'm not going to turn this into a fucking From Software or id Software rant, because I've kind of already been derailing that shit harder than the damn train in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There's not going to be an ounce of spark or hope that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to carry that weight from so many years ago. Playa, why are you being so pessimistic about it? Clearly the game is not even out yet, even though it already got delayed twice. Why are you being so pessimistic about it? Maybe the game will actually be good. Yeah, three main counterpoints. Saints Row 2022, Rockstar's track record of key employees leaving, even Laszlo Jones and Dan Houser, essentially two of the main people who made Grand Theft Auto as good as it was. And even though I didn't care for how Laszlo Jones was written in Grand Theft Auto 4, to a lesser extent compared to 5 where he just turns to baby bitch mode, they still have that spirit that makes Grand Theft Auto as great as it is. And not just being a sandbox where all you do is going around killing people, but when Hatred does it, you get all pissed off and go on your moral spirits about that shit. But you sure as shit have no problem when you do that shit in Grand Theft Auto. Hell, even people like G-Man got on this fucking high horse about that shit with his infamous gun. I don't go around killing cops in video games. Not gonna get into that shit, but that shit was so fucking dumb. That was a fucking know-nothing controversy and shit, but whatever. This would be like if people were to play Red Dead Redemption, but then just go around shooting horses and dogs. It's no different. You're playing a Rockstar video game. A game whose foundation was literally built on being a fucking criminal. None of that shit is going to transition well into GTA 6, and I don't know why people think that it's going to carry any of the same spirit that the games from prior have, especially when the fucking people who worked on Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 aren't even there anymore. There's already documented videos explaining why they're not even there anymore, and it's partly due to this DEI nonsense that's in games and other media nowadays. So, why did you give Saints Row so much shit, but yet you want to claim that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be beating the odds as if it's David versus Goliath and shit? I generally don't get it. A bad game is still going to be a bad game no matter what. I guess we're going to ignore the fact and just claim that GTA 6 is going to be good anyway, because there's certainly no video games out there that can go against the odds, am I right? There's no AAA video game out there who can surely beat the odds and just claim to actually be a good game while still standing on its own and actually just being what games actually were meant to be in the first place. Fun, and not trying to push this propaganda bullshit that people sure love to spew nowadays, I guess, am I right? Whatever. This bullshit with GTA 6, I don't even know, dude. I've already said my piece on Rockstar and other things about it as a whole. I've gone on several rants when I do play GTA Online sometimes about how Rockstar is just going to fuck up GTA 6. And I'm sure as shit they're going to fuck it up in some capacity whenever they get around to releasing Grand Theft Auto 6. Oppressor Mark 3? You bet. Pointless missions that add nothing to the game and yet people eat up anyway? You bet. Microtransactions and beta phase just like Red Dead Online? What the fuck is an MTX? Someone actually said that to me. You bet. Pointless, monotonous explanations to why you can't do things, but will be restricted in the online world anyway? You bet. Unstabilized online launches like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2? You bet. I would be surprised if it was actually available at launch, considering that not even Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2's online were available at launch. You had to wait quite a bit. And even when that shit was released, it was so fucking unstable it wasn't even funny. Censorship? Oh yeah, you bet. Remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 censored the vanilla unicorn with the trannies and shit? That was a real fucking shit show. And considering that Rockstar is essentially the king of satire and making fun of everybody and not just trying to please certain people, but now they're bending over to the pride people, it's just genuinely retarded. And look, I don't want to go on about how people are being assholes because, oh my god, how dare people say the T word or whatever. I do believe in equality, but I also believe in the fact that if you're just being an asshole, I don't care what fucking flag you run, alright? This shit is so fucking dumb. You want to wear your fucking flags and shit, you gotta earn your respect and trust and love like everybody else. You can be whatever fuck you want to be, but if you're an asshole or you trying to ruin the peace by everybody, I generally do not give a fuck what pronouns you go by or what special entity you claim to go by on the fucking internet. It's like Tumblr, but worse. And especially, too, of all these people that complain about nothing, too, is fucking hilarious to me, because Rockstar has essentially made fun of such political shit for a long-ass time. Even their in-game cartoons of shit like Republican Space Rangers and Impotent Rage, and people get pissed off at that. I would not be surprised if those did not come back in some shape or form in GTA 6, because everyone's going to be all caring about each other, and the whole point of Grand Theft Auto is to go around killing people because lols. But then in Grand Theft Auto 3, they actually started getting a narrative that actually made sense, and in Vice City, it made us care about the fucking villains. It's quite sad that even Rockstar can make you care about the villain, like Tommy Vercetti, Carl Johnson, Tony Cipriani, or Cipriani, depending on the localization. Even Vic Vance, Nico Bellic, the characters in The Lost and Damned, I forget their names, and of course Franklin, Trevor, and even Michael, even though Trevor can fuck off for killing off the character from The Lost and Damned, and of course the protagonists in GTA 1. Fun fact, Rockstar was so sexist back then that they actually had to completely gimp the women from that version, so you only got to play as the dudes. And while GTA 2 had various protagonists, that was only in the Game Boy Color. And also the Game Boy Color ports of Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 are fucking terrible. I don't care if it's some impressive shit back then. It played like shit, it ran like shit, it sounded like shit, and it controls like shit. See me after class. But in all seriousness, it's quite sad that when Rockstar actually makes sympathetic villains more better at writing than when Hollywood tried to make Cruella a fucking sympathetic villain. When you can still write a villain that is black and white villain and still be awesome because of the fact. I don't need a fucking 50-hour prequel on how Sturm decided to become a villain and decided to fuck everyone over, and then several years later people complain about not Russia invading on America. I'm not going to really get into that again, but my whole point is that if we got like a fucking backstory on Sturm, that would just be fucking retarded. My childhood love for the fucker has come from the fact that he just doesn't take no shit and will do whatever it takes. You don't have to be super elaborate with this shit. But Rockstar, going back on rails now, they're sure as shit going to do this bullshit with whatever the fuck the female protagonist's name is and the male protagonist's name is. Wasn't there a whole ordeal with how Sasanta and the other dude from GTA Online were acting like, and people got annoyed at that? Even professional on the Twitter mentioned that sort of thing. But remember, GTA 6 is going to save the series. It'll make AAA gaming great again. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this shit. It's just fucking dumb, alright? If you, for a reason, are excited about Grand Theft Auto 6, just go play fucking Saints Row instead, alright? And then look at that, and then tell me if Grand Theft Auto is not going to suffer the same fate. And if you really think that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to be the same as Saints Row 2022, you're a fucking idiot. Oh my god, players calling his viewers idiots. How dare he let people think freely when he wants people to do that, but they get mad at people for doing the same shit. Oh! Even though I'm pretty sure Saints Row 2022 is so bad in its own regard, you still gotta call a spade a spade. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna pull the same shit that you people got mad at Saints Row for. That's all I'm saying. Now, with that out of the way, I'm gonna go back and continue playing Red Dead Online, because I gotta get that shit up in case people actually want to play that shit. Even though the game is dead. Better dead than red, am I right?